Do you remember the 1997 film Spice World? Because it was a hot mess.
Hold on to your knickers, girls!
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In my 1997 MTV VMA video, I discussed the Spice Girls talking about the upcoming release of their movie Spice World, a movie that I had never seen before. This led to a bunch of you telling me that it is a must watch and that I should make a video on it, so here we are. This movie was a fever dream. Like, I think I watched it, but did I understand what I watched? Not really. The plot of this movie is what I imagine an AI writing if the 2023 writer's strike continues. It barely makes any sense, but it is super self-aware and it is super fun. So let's jump right into this hot mess. But first, do you know what isn't a hot mess? The sponsor for today's video, Atlas VPN. The best VPN deal on the market that combines unbeatable affordability with top-notch online protection. With Atlas VPN, geographical restrictions? You can unlock your favorite content from around the world effortlessly. For example, let's say you want to watch Spice World in full after watching my video, of course, but maybe, just maybe, your country's streaming platforms don't have it, and Atlas VPN can assist you with accessing it. Atlas VPN currently has a summer deal because now Atlas VPN Premium is only $1.83 USD per month. The deal gets even better because you get an extra 3 months added onto your subscription, backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee for peace of mind. You can get this deal for yourselves by clicking the link in the video description below, but you gotta be quick because it is a limited time offer. Atlas VPN acts as a powerful shield against ads and malware, can help you save your hard-earned coins while online shopping, can keep your Google searches completely private, and not only that, but it can protect all of your devices under one subscription. So Gwen Stefani, what are you waiting for? You can grab Atlas VPN Premium for only $1.83 per month. The link to grab this deal is in the video description below. Alright, so let's jump into the $25 million budget film that made $100 million at the box office, Spice World. The movie opens with the Spice Girls doing a performance of Too Much on Top of the Pops. If you do not know what this is, it's basically the British version of TRL, except it's older and I guess more imperialist. After their performance is done, the girls are walking backstage with their manager, Clifford, played by Richard E. Grant. I'm sorry, I have no idea who this man is. Sorry to this man. Sue me. I'm not British, even though I get a lot of comments saying that I am. But Richard E. Grant is a very successful actor and was obviously a very big get for this film. The girls then bump into Elton John, who has the most brief and useless cameo. He hugs all of the girls and then goes, "Got a blast," and that's it. That's literally it. It kind of feels like they only had this scene in here just so that they can put it into the trailer and say, look, Elton John is in this movie, you've got to go watch it. And my gut instinct was of course correct because here's the trailer.
Rock your world.
We are then introduced to Pierce, played by Alan Cumming, an actor that I am very familiar with. He is playing a documentarian that wants to make a documentary about the Spice Girls. After watching the whole movie, if you were to ask what was the significance of his character, well, I feel like the answer is we were able to get Alan Cumming to be in our movie. The character is just there. He says some things, he does some things, but he's just there. Now, I'm not 100% sure on whether this was just a file of the movie that I had or whether it is in every single copy of this movie, but the sound mixing is terrible. You know that thing you have to do when you're watching something and the volume gets way louder when music starts playing, so you have to grab the remote and turn the volume way down? Well, Spice World is on another level. Television and headphones warning. Here's the soundbar of the clip that I just played. Look at the difference in sound levels. I started watching this movie on a television, but the amount of times that I had to constantly turn the sound down because the music got too loud, but then the dialogue was so quiet that I had to turn it way up again, and then music would play again, turn it down. It was too much. I could not imagine the shock to my nervous system if I was in a cinema in 1997.
Yeah, they're all around the front. Yeah, sorted.
So the girls leave the Top of the Pop studio and say hi to a bunch of fans waiting outside before hopping onto the Spice Bus that is painted with the Union Jack and has a very groovy interior. It's giving Hannah Montana's walk-in closet. Oh yeah, and their bus driver is played by Meatloaf. The inside of the bus is ridiculously bigger than the outside of the bus, but you know what? I think this is a commentary about the science behind buses. Have we all not questioned at some point how a bus row with 4 seats and an aisle can fit into the same lane as a car with 2 seats and no aisle? The girls are keying on the bus. Jerry reads out some horoscopes.
Horoscopes!
But Emma is an Aquarian, so she does not believe in them.
I don't believe star signs. You see, you wouldn't because you're an Aquarian. Aquarians don't believe in anything. Well, I don't believe that either.
Victoria cannot decide what to wear.
Yeah, it must be really hard for you, Victoria. You know, trying to decide whether to wear the little Gucci dress, or the little Gucci dress.
Exactly.
And Mel B is struggling to find her boots before realizing that Jerry is wearing them.
There they are!
What?
My boots, Jerry, you're wearing my boots.
Oh yeah, I don't know how that happened.
This scene really establishes the dynamics of the Spice Girls' sisterhood, probably the biggest selling point of any successful girl group. Except Fifth Harmony. They're like distant cousins. Okay, but a Fifth Harmony movie like this would have been amazing.
There she is. There she is.
The Spice Girls then do a press conference about their upcoming show at Royal Albert Hall. A Hollywood writer is watching on the TV and is mesmerized by the girls. We then get a scene with the head of the Spice Girls record label, played by Sir Roger Moore. Once again, I'm sorry to this man, I did not know who this man was, but after researching, he was James Bond for a bit, so obviously a big get for the Spice World movie. So the record label boss calls up Clifford and says a bunch of idioms.
The drummer who is without sticks has no backbeat.
Absolutely.
We then get a scene with the Spice Girls rehearsing for their upcoming Royal Albert Hall show. Their pregnant friend Nicola shows up to the rehearsal and the documentary people want to record this encounter, but Victoria tells them not to film.
Excuse me, would you mind not filming, please?
Every line that Victoria says in this movie is so funny to me. She cannot act. Bless her.
Please?
We then get our first of many hypothetical dream sequences in this movie. The Spice Girls all imagine themselves as mothers or mothers-to-be. For some reason, Victoria has Dracula teeth in and has a lisp when talking.
God for boarding school. I only see mine once a month.
I'm pretty sure that her line has been dubbed in post because it does not perfectly match up with her lips.
I only see mine once a month.
They then do a rehearsal of Say You'll Be There. We've got to promote the music, guys. We've got to promote the music. We then cut to a scene with the villain of the movie, a newspaper owner called Kevin, played by Barry Humphries, also known as Dame Edna. Kevin is fed up with seeing the Spice Girls on the front page every single day. He wants a new angle on the girls. No more good news. He wants bad news. We then get a joke that I actually found very funny. Kevin is talking about all of the good things that the Spice Girls do that he does not care about, including,
who cares if they climb to the top of Mount Everest on an ostrich?
But then we get this joke.
Or if they find a cure for deja vu?
Not me.
Or if they find a cure for deja vu?
Not me.
So Kevin hatches an evil plan where he wants to release a headline that reads, Spice Girls split up, while releasing a massive amount of saliva.
Spice Girls split up? Think how many copies of the paper will sell with a headline like that?
As the drama intensifies with the evil plan, thunder and lightning start striking, and then it starts raining in the office. This is so camp. The film then gets weirder and weirder. While we get a shot of a Spice bus driving down a street, Clifford says this.
It is dangerous to store moisturizing cream in the refrigerator as it can be mistaken for mayonnaise.
That is all.
It's getting weird.
There is in this little bit where Jerry and Mel B are playing chess, but Mel B does not understand the rules.
All right, well, I'll move that fairground horse to there. Sort that out. You can't do that. Says who? Says Mr. Chess.
The Hollywood writers that we saw earlier in the movie then meet up with Clifford to pitch movie ideas that would star the Spice Girls. Back on the bus, Baby Spice then talks about the woes that she has of being labeled as Baby Spice.
I think I'm always going to be seen as Baby Spice, you know, the sweet and innocent one. Even when I'm
30.
They then talk about how Baby Spice's smile is so cute that she can get away with anything. We then cut to another dream sequence where there is a murder mystery where a detective is trying to sniff out the killer. Baby Spice is carrying an axe and a gun, so she is obviously the person that Wendy Williams is afraid of.
I've been aware of the killer since birth.
But because her smile is so cute, the detective does not pick her as the killer. In and out of all of these dream sequences, they use this spiral transition, and obviously they did not intend for this to happen, but it distorts Emma's face. We then get this one clip, which is actually the only clip that I have seen from this movie that I saw on Twitter years ago.
Do you know that the largest fish in the world is the manta ray?
And then there's a little ginger one that is full of useless information about manta rays.
I'm sorry, but at this point, it is clear that Victoria is the worst actor. She is trying though, babes. She's trying. On the other hand, Mel B is gunning for that Oscar.
Fish in the world.
Well done, Mama.
We then get my second laugh of the night. Mel C is questioning why everyone keeps on stereotyping them and they all get really sad, except for this one shot of Mel B. We then get this random montage, but we do get to see Victoria's best line delivery of this movie thus far.
You want that shaken or stirred?
Do you want it shaken or stirred? During the montage, they all dress up as one another. Ginger dresses up as Sporty, Sporty dresses up as Posh, Scary dresses up as Ginger, Baby dresses up as Scary, and Posh dresses up as Baby.
My mummy's my best friend.
Mel B reads Jerry to filth.
Blah, 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 girl power, feminism, do you know what I mean?
Okay, so let's take a breather and ask ourselves, what is the plot of this movie? Right? There isn't one. We know that there is a villain with a newspaper editor, but nothing has happened yet. So we then cut to a scene with the newspaper editor who has contracted a photographer to do the story about the Spice Girls splitting up. He has a long career of doing juicy stories, including...
Did the Fergie toe-sucking pictures?
You got the Teletubbies taking a poo.
We get this terrible lip dubbing.
You got the Teletubbies taking a poo.
Like, it is a completely different pitch. We then get my third laugh of the movie. The photographer pops out of thin air into the office and the sound effect they use is so funny.
He sounds great, but where the hell is this guy? I'm here.
We then get my fourth laugh of the movie. The girls are at a function and there is this random man hanging out with them.
Yeah, well, I should be at the footy now. And if I'm not there and they lose, do you know him?
We then get my fifth joke of the night. The laughs are becoming more consistent, guys. Victoria is talking to Jennifer Saunders and says this.
As for McQueen and Galliano, well, I could go either way on them, you see.
What do you think about manta rays?
We love a callback joke. The Spice Girls' pregnant friend Nicola then asks all of them to be her baby's godmother. Victoria then says this.
Hang on a minute, do godmothers get stretch marks?
Not Victoria picking up steam in the second act. Pierce is then interviewing the Spice Girls for his documentary and the sneaky photographer is hiding in the fruit table trying to get a scoop. Pierce asks Jerry if she is into boys and she says this.
But you do like boys, don't you, Jerry?
Come on, is the Pope a Catholic?
The sneaky photographer overhearing this makes this the newspaper's headline. The subheading reads, Spice Girls doubt whether Pope is Catholic. This is so literal. This is my kind of humor. I love it.
Of course the Pope's a Catholic, otherwise he wouldn't have been invited to become Pope, would he? I'd like to know what evidence the Spice Girls have to support these allegations. I really would.
The girls then fly to Milan for a performance, and during the rehearsal, a bunch of male backup dancers join them on stage, which they were obviously not informed about.
I think that's written down there. It looks like a pair of rolled up socks to me.
Clifford has a problem with the male backup dancers' outfits, but the director wants them to wear the outfits, so they come to a compromise. This compromise turns out to be a costume change, which seems pretty tame until they turn around. In this scene, the girls are singing a cover of the 1973 song I'm the Leader of the Gang, I Am by Gary Glitter. This caused issues for the movie because around the same time, Gary Glitter was convicted of a very serious charge that I don't even want to say on here. He has then later gone on to be charged and convicted of several other very serious offenses throughout his life. Now, the problem with the movie is that in the original cut, there is a cameo made by Gary Glitter in this scene who joins the girls on stage. However, because of his convictions, they cut his cameo out before the movie is released to cinemas. The girls fly back to London, hop onto the Spice Bus, and they are driving somewhere, but for some reason all of the toilets are broken, so they have to stop the bus and go out into the woods. As the girls are walking through the woods, they come across a UFO. Yes, there are aliens in this movie. What is going on? But don't worry, it's just the 1999 Spice Girls coming to warn the current Spice Girls about the change in lineup that is about to happen.
Witnesses testified about close encounters and evidence of UFO debris.
Of a multi-decade UAP crash retrieval and reverse engineering program.
One of the aliens then tries to grab Mel B inappropriately.
Oh, get off!
We then get my sixth laugh of the night. One of the aliens asks Mel C for an autograph.
What's his name? Is that 3 or 4 Ks?
That's 4.
I love Emma's response, as if she can speak alien. One of the aliens then asks Jerry for a kiss, and for some reason, she agrees. When the girls get back to the bus, they tell Clifford that they saw aliens, and he thought that they must have been hallucinating from being overworked. As soon as Clifford considers giving the Spice Girls a break, the boss of the record label telepathically calls Clifford and says no. We then get my 7th laugh of the night. The girls want to get off the bus, even though it has already been established that they are in the middle of the woods because they want to go home to sleep. Clifford had just been told no by the boss of the record label, so he tries to persuade the Spice Girls to stay on the bus and not sleep.
I'll buy you a milk chocolate magnum each.
Okay. What are you doing? No.
Hearing this, the Spice Girls go, I quit, and head off the bus because sleep is too important, but psych, it was just a prank, just like Sandpepper. We then get a scene of the Spice Girls doing dance practice with Mr. Step, a military man type character. They do a dance to Never Give Up on the Good Times while also doing this army routine thing. Posh is in a camo dress and in heels, so she is struggling to keep up with the other girls. She also does not participate in the obstacle course. We then cut to the end of the day where all the girls are all sleeping and the sneaky photographer sneaks into their house through the toilet. Camp. He starts taking photos of everything, which wakes up all of the girls. They then all confide in each other about being worried about their Royal Albert Hall show, while the photographer is eavesdropping under the bed. Now, what is confusing is that for an evil newspaper corporation, they have a bunch of journalistic integrity. They could have easily just made up fake stories about the Spice Girls splitting up, but instead they have gone through extreme measures to write stories that twist the truth about what the Spice Girls have actually said. We then randomly cut to another scene of the Hollywood writers pitching more movie ideas to Clifford. They tried so hard to make this scene look like it was filmed on a different day, but Clifford is wearing the exact same outfit. Maybe it was laundry day, I don't know. They pitched the idea of Spice Force 5, a troupe of spy experts in martial arts, counter-espionage, explosives, disguise,
Girl power. Equalization between the sexes.
and Victoria just being Victoria. Another completely random scene, the Spice Girls then host competition winners that get to join the Spice Girls on the Spice Bus. As Mel B is trying to take a Polaroid picture, Emma almost snaps this girl's neck. Being spontaneous, the Spice Girls jump off the Spice Bus with the competition winners and hop into a boat. The boat goes so fast that the competition winners and Victoria fall out of the boat into the water, and they were all never seen again. Is this why Victoria hasn't joined the Spice Girls on the reunion concerts? Clifford is obviously worried about this story getting released to the public, and surprise, surprise, guess who is there to break the story? Clifford, who is enraged, tells the Spice Girls off, and we get this line from Victoria.
Could you please leave butts and bums out of this?
Well done, Mama.
Upset, Jerry then gives Clifford a telling off. We then get my 8th laugh of the night. Jerry threatens to not show up to the gig and says this.
What did you say that for?
I don't know, I just said it.
I don't know, I just said that. Clifford, now worried about potentially breaking up the Spice Girls, he calls up the boss of the record label, who is now holding a pig. What happened to the cat? Kevin, from the photographer, then hears about the rumor about the Spice Girls potentially breaking up, and he lets out a smile. We then get a flashback of the Spice Girls at a restaurant before they were famous and where they were supposedly living like Why are we making this out like this was the Spice Girls' origin story? We then get another delectably terrible line delivery from Victoria. Someone asks her what the genre is of the song they have been working on, and she says this.
Hip hop, funk. Where have you been for the last 10 years, Brian?
Well done, Mama.
Where have you been for the last 10 years, Brian? They then perform a demo of Wannabe. Back in present day, the Spice Girls all telepathically meet back up at the old restaurant, and I feel so bad for Victoria. They keep on giving her the worst lines, and coupled with her terrible line delivery, it's just a mess.
What are you doing here? What are you doing here?
Same as you.
Well done, Mama.
Same as you. The girls on a park bench then question how much longer they will be successful in the music industry. This then cuts to a dream sequence of the girls appearing before a high court judge played by Stephen Fry. This one line is the perfect video for people to use on Stan Twitter when an artist announces a new song.
You are sentenced to having your next record enter the charts at number 179 before dropping straight out the following week.
I feel like the girls had to dub their lines in this scene. I don't know, maybe it was just because when they were filming, the noise in the background was too loud, but their lips are not perfectly matching up with what they are saying.
Yeah! I'm going really mental!
Yeah!
Hang on. We've got a show to do tomorrow.
We then get a scene in a bar, and I'm only bringing this up because Mr. Elvis Costello is the bartender. The Spice Girls then take Nicola out to a club when she is incredibly overdue. Choices.
We all make choices. But that was a choice.
And guess what happens? Her water breaks and she goes into labor. We get this line from Victoria.
Maybe it's just something that you ate.
Like, girl, what are you talking about? And I just love Victoria's facial expression. She looks mad as hell, even though she is meant to look concerned. They rush Nicola onto the Spice Bus to take her to the hospital, and Jerry is wearing the most cartoonish rubber gloves. Jerry then flexes her experience with Uber Eats.
Don't worry, I know all about home delivery.
Yeah, right.
At the hospital, the Spice Girls make Nicola start pushing even though she is not dilated enough. In the hospital waiting room, a couple approaches the Spice Girls and asks them if they could visit their son who is currently unconscious. Victoria is rolling her eyes to the max. She does not care. We then get my 9th laugh of the movie.
Hello, Malcolm. It's Jerry.
And Melanie C.
And I'm Victoria, Malcolm.
Stop it.
While they are waiting for Nicola's baby to come out, we get another awful lip dubbing.
Doing anything nice tonight?
I'm going to see the Spice Girls show.
That'll be nice, Gladys.
Oh, I better get a move on. See you all later. Hopefully.
Why does the nurse not realize the Spice Girls are right there? At Royal Albert Hall, Pierce informs us that the show is a mere few minutes away from starting, but no one is in their seats. We then get this.
I think I'm gonna faint. No, you're not. Slap me!
Coming out of the hospital room, the girls bump into the sneaky reporter and start chasing him, even though he has been disguised the whole movie and the girls have never seen him before. As soon as the photographer trips over and bumps his head, the plot twist is revealed.
And now the girls come face to face with their tabloid tormentor.
The evil reporter has been unmasked.
The whole movie was a movie.
Okay.
Within a movie.
Whatever that means.
The Hollywood writers that were pitching the ideas to Clifford earlier in the movie were actually pitching the idea of Spice World to Clifford. The writers then quickly patch up the foiling of the villain, Kevin.
Damien goes after the really big evil boss, McMax.
Like, it is so abrupt. There's no face-to-face with the Spice Girls and Kevin, it's just a headline. The writers then narrate the idea about the Spice Girls getting to their show on time. They jump into the Spice Bus and Victoria gives us the performance of a lifetime.
Get out of the way! Get out of the way! Come on! What are you doing? What's the matter? Are you blind? Put your foot down!
Sunday drivers! It's only Saturday.
Well done, Mama.
Suddenly and very randomly, 4 of the girls are just up on top of the bus, and then 2 nuns block the road, so Victoria slams on the brakes and the 4 girls fall through the sunroof of the bus. We then get to my 10th laugh of the movie. The writer suggests an action scene where the Spice Girls have to jump the gap of Tower Bridge as the middle is rising to let a boat through. It sounds super cool and it would be an awesome action shot, but instead, we get this.
Hold on to your knickers, girls!
Absolutely camp. But the action sequence is not over yet. Baby Spice discovers a bomb on the bus. The Spice Girls finally arrive at Royal Albert Hall. They're running up to the venue but are stopped by police officers, but of course Baby Spice cracks her cute smile, so the police let them go. The girls arrive to the concert on time and sing Spice Up Your Life. During the end credits, we get a scene where all of the actors are playing themselves behind the scenes filming the movie. Mel C then notices us staring at them, so they come and talk to us. This would have been so funny to watch in an actual cinema in 1997.
Hey, look at them two snogging at the back. I bet you didn't see any of that film, did you? And look where you're heading. Go on!
And then we are finally left with this.
Yeah, but you know what they're wondering now, don't you?
What happened to the bum on the bus?
And that is the end of Spice World. What a hot mess. But in all seriousness, this movie was super fun, and that is all that it is meant to be. There is really no reason to point out the ridiculousness of the plot. It's not like that kind of movie, but it is fun to point out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. Please leave a comment down below telling me which movie you'd like to see me cover next. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and heck, why not share with your friends?
Please.
See you in the next one.